Hey everyone, welcome back to a Sunday chat. Hopefully, this one won't be as eventful as last week. I appreciate all of you coming. Let's see who's in here. Dark Angel, I saw you in here first. Prepping Artist, Willow, Coffee First, how are you? Hey Papa's Farm, good to see you. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Michael G, how are you? Dusty Country Road, good to see you. Miss Sharon, all is well. Yes, live chat, hit that thumbs up and all the YouTube stuff. You know how to do it. Huckleberry's here, everyone. Okay, I don't think if I missed you, I'm sorry. Well, Woman of Spirit, good to see you. Hey, Kevin, how are you? So, like I said, hopefully, yes. I mean, was it last week? That was crazy. Joni, how are you? Oh, speaking of lives, next Sunday, the 14th is Mother's Day. I will not have a live next Sunday because of that. And happy Mother's Day to all you mamas out there ahead of time. So I won't be up here. And but this Thursday we should still, myself and Josh and Papa's Farm, we should still have our Thursday a Voice of Reason live we do on Thursday. We should still have that. So I hope everyone's had a good week. Got some things accomplished. I make sure I don't miss chat. And but like I said, taking that time. Yesterday we did a whole bunch of strawberry picking. We got 2 flats of strawberries, and so we had a really good day with that. And then I put on my community tab. Last night we had a bonfire, and the kids made s'mores, and we just do those downtimes. Don't forget, like always, like I said, is make sure you find time to rest and time to just detach from everything and don't think about all this and just enjoy life, enjoy your family, enjoy quiet time or whatever it is you need. Make sure you do all that. Been raining. Michael, we're supposed to be getting if I can finish. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting rain after today. I think Monday and Tuesday, and I've got a headache starting, and I'm sure it's from that. But we can, when we get it, we could use some. It's not awful, but so we have that couple things. Okay, so like I said, we did the strawberries over there behind me. I've got strawberries dehydrating. As soon as I get off here, I'm making strawberry jam. You know, I gotta do stuff with all these strawberries we have so they don't go bad. So we're busy with that. I've been doing that, and then this morning, mid morning, we had what our hive inspection once a week. You do that early on, especially first bit you have them, which was supposed to be an easy. I thought it was going to be an easy, quick inspection. Huckleberry was he built and he was putting on a bottom screen, which is kind of open, so it's not the flat board on the bottom. And I think before, I still haven't edited all those. He just keeps making my stack of videos I have to edit that he keeps making for the bee stuff keeps getting taller. But he had put a second box on top, and so we were just going to kind of go in there and do that and kind of check things out and put that screen on the bottom. And when he got in there, they had started what they had done a bridge comb. He can probably fill in the gaps for what I'm not explaining correctly in chat, but they started filling in the gap between the boxes, and I'll have pictures and stuff of that. And so, and it was honeycomb, and it was full of honey. It wasn't like they were building comb for the queen, to lay, eggs or anything in. It wasn't like that. So we had to get that off. And I'll show you some of the stuff we had got off. We wouldn't normally be taking honey from them now. I mean, it's too new of a hive. We wouldn't be doing that, but we had to get it off because they were not, I guess, building in there correctly. Like they needed to go up into the next level we had already added. And so I know this just caught my eye. Yes, I agree. They were not building up into the next frames on the second, level he had already put up there. It was like a week, and they had built so much in a week. So we had to get that off from in between there because we don't want it to kind of separate that off. We want them to go up into the next level. Yeah, whatever this for you bee people, which he's been talking about that, and he builds stuff out there and with his woodworking shop stuff. So anyways, so this is a lot. This isn't all because I separated out also to give to some family already, but this is which you can't see it. It's not doing any justice. You see some honey in there, but this is cone and it's full of honey that we had to scrape off. And like I said, normally we wouldn't be taking honey from them right now. Because they need that. They're such a new hive and they're trying to build that up, but we had to get it off. And that was disappointing. It actually felt a bit stressful. Not stressful. It was just like, oh my gosh, all that hard work in a week they had done and we had to take it away. We had to get it off so they would build correctly. And so that's what we ran into that. And I'm either barefoot or wear flip-flops for real. I mean, all the time. And of course I did go put a top on because I was so close and having to help. And it was just, we wasn't expecting that. But I had on flip-flops. So I took a sting to the top of the foot. It wasn't bad, but I was more, worried about, the bees and stuff like that. If I've missed anything in here, but yes, maybe Miss Sharon said if there's anything you have for me directly, not amongst yourselves, put it in caps so I can see it. Either, hey, everybody that's been sneaking in, Mary, I see everybody. So we had to get that out. And you remember before I had talked about the little plain, the Swiffers, like you clean your floor with, but they're unscented. They're just plain Swiffers. You put those in there because of the hive beetles. They can get that. And we had put these little like moat things in there. The oil can catch them. So before we had put those, I don't know, Huckleberry, how many weeks ago did we put those Swiffers in there? Well, today when we had to take both boxes off to put that bottom board, the screen board he had put on there, we found these. Now, this is not what they look like. This is how and they've covered it with different things, and they've made it the Swiffer things in these little balls. But all this black stuff, you see all that? That is the hive beetles that this has been catching. So that method does work. I didn't see any dead bees on it. I know that you can get one or two that'll happen, but the beetles they get on here, their feet, their legs and stuff, and they can't get off, and they'll kill, the bees will kill them and run them out and stuff like that. So the bees are doing everything they're supposed to do. Like today, they were all kinds of mad because, we were taking that honey away. So they're doing what they are supposed to do with the beetles, with building, cones, they're doing all stuff. It's just, it wasn't in the right place. So he's hoping he can get that sorted and adjusted. They'll go up the next level into those frames. We shall see. I'll keep you updated, and I'll just tell you it's in the stack of things I need to edit. That's probably how it'll go. So we had that. I'll make sure I don't miss anything. I want to tell you about the bees. Papa's, how are yours doing? I guess you haven't had yours long enough to kind of get. Well, yours were different because yours were the little starter things, I think, right? You kind of had your frames were already started. I don't know. Huckleberry will have to answer that. I don't know. We think maybe because we didn't add extra wax to the new frames like we did the other ones. They have wax on them, but the other ones we added extra wax too, which when I get off of here, he has his stuff set outside. He's going to do that. Maybe that was it. We're not sure. Yes, they have been busy. They're doing their thing. And today I got stung, but maybe I shouldn't have had on flip-flops, but they're doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do with their territory, and they were most upset. Have you had any moths? He's going to have to answer. I don't think so. Not that he has directly said, I don't believe so. Just that. Hey, Bobo Lord, how are you? And anyone else that's come in here and I didn't say, Pat, I see you. Good to see everybody. I don't think so. They're doing great. I mean, even like when we took off the bottom, this is, we do things to help them. Hey, Cherokee, how are you? Don't worry. I was probably late myself because I was doing stuff and looked up and I saw it said, you're live and I hadn't been on here yet. But we, you know, my thing is a lot with the way we choose to do things. We choose, this is across the board with whether it's our garden stuff, our bees, ourselves, our animals, everything. We do things natural. And so, there are things that are part of nature, whether it's these bugs and different things. Like we do things to help them. And yes, the Swiffers aren't natural, but it's not chemical. And then, like the little motes that they can get in, you put those on the top, they get in there and they can't get out of that oil. And it's just vegetable oil is what we put in there. And, that's just the way we choose to, do it. But a lot of these things in nature, they're there anyways, and the bees know how to take care of them. And a lot of times, if there's something that's overtaking them, it's because it's a small, colony. It hasn't had time. They're new. It hasn't, had time to build up and get growth in its numbers and stuff. So, I mean, that's just a lot of these things. They're in nature. Wild bees know how to deal with them. You're going to see some of those little critters, and that happens. It's just if they take over. Hey, Michigan Outpost. Okay, you drive safe. It knows how to take care of them. You just don't do any extra stuff. I don't believe in interrupting nature's balance and the way they do things. Same with our immune system and everything else. But so yeah, that's why you put those Swiffer things. But I mean, they worked, and they covered these and they, turn them in these little ball things. I mean, but it caught them. So they weren't overtaken. It wasn't anything I was overly concerned that, they're having a hard time. Oh my gosh, these beetles. I mean, that's just nature. I mean, they know how to take care of it. So there's all that. Oh, speaking of outdoor stuff, I had talked, I don't know how many weeks ago, I talked to y'all about the garden stuff, about moles. I was having a problem with moles, awful this year. It's either fire ants or it's moles or something. But this year, I guess it's the moles' turn. And I talked about doing things, and yes, I do things natural. I'm not going to put poison into. I'm not going to do it. Everybody do what you want to do, but so we got to come up with something else. We bought a windmill. We put that together. We put that up. That's going. It's in the garden, and it covers a bigger radius, even past where our garden is. I was still having moles, so Huckleberry got these things. What were they called? Solar sonic spikes or something like that. It's got a solar thing on top. You put it down in the ground, and it kind of makes this vibration, this sonic vibration thing underground. It's supposed to keep them away. I still have moles in my garden and throughout my yard all over the place, which is driving me, and it's just driving me crazy. I can't get rid of them. And so I think now, but you can't find them in stores around here. I think we're going to have to order them, is some type of mole trap that would actually get it, that isn't a poison. And we're going to have to put it in one of its tunnels. I just can't get rid of them. So, hey, Josh, how are you? That's okay. I appreciate it. Because I got to get rid of them, because they get underneath there and they destroy everything underneath. The roots on things are your root vegetables, and they just have been causing them. I mean, I haven't lost anything from it, but it seems like every other day I see a new, tunnel house raised up. So far for myself, the windmill and that solar little sonic spike thing have not helped. If they've worked for you, or anything different that isn't a poison or something to put out, let me know. It hasn't been working. Hey, Tennis. Hey, TT1, how are you? Oh, really? Wow. I didn't think they'd get in, I guess. They're bad this year. I think it was last year. Last year I fought ants all year. And I have a couple, but nothing like how I did. But the moles, I'm having a hard time with. I don't know what else to do. I got a kiddo trying to come out here. Yeah, I don't know why. I've heard great things about them. Um, it just hadn't worked. I mean, they'll go right up to it. I mean, right up next to both of them, and it just hasn't worked. I'm not sure. And it's plenty, windy for the windmill and stuff all the time. And then the solar one, the spike, it's gone on right on both sides of it, and it's right in the middle of the garden. I don't know. I don't know what I'm dealing with over here. But so I got to figure something out with that. That's just been an issue for us that I can't get a hold of. But the garden's doing great. And if those who saw the garden video I did, I had things that were kind of bolting, which was my bok choy and my broccoli. I cut those down, and some of them I just took completely out. And then some of them I showed that kind of looked like half of it looked like it was growing normal, and the other half of the same, kind of, plant, that individual plant was growing up. I cut those off that looked like they were just bolting. And so far things look like it's taking hold. Garlic powder then, like all around the perimeter or just throughout. Like I do the cinnamon for, ants, which works well, and stuff like that. So just powdered garlic. Like, do you do a perimeter or you just do it everywhere? We heard somebody, I can't remember, maybe Huckleberry said, maybe it was somebody, it was a friend of his. He said that he would plant garlic around his garden or something with her perimeter, which my garlic's in a container thing, like a grow bag type thing. So we'll have to I gotta figure out something. Hey Snoopy, good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, cayenne pepper will keep a lot of different in your yard, in your garden, your chicken coop. It'll keep different critters out with stuff. I do that as well. Oh, okay, around the perimeter. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Thank you. I will try it, and I will keep you posted. It's driving me crazy. Oh no. Yeah. Mine are just. I hate that. Hey, Anti-Ant Jack. How are you? Hey, Lay Smith. I did everything, dish soap, smoke traps. Oh, yeah, because take their food source away. Yeah, I guess that would be the other way to go. Yeah, I got to do something. Yeah. I don't know. I got to figure it out because every day I go out there and ask Huckleberry. I usually have to fuss about it because I'm like, oh, there's moles. They're just everywhere. They'll go right beside. Of course, then we're spending money, like the just big windmill and the little truck. You spend all this, and then they're not working. I was kind of shocked that they didn't. I really thought that those two would get it, but it hasn't worked out. Hey, JR, how are you? So I got that's my thing right now, and hopefully we can get the hive situation sorted with getting them to do what they're supposed to. I should say the bees are doing what they're supposed to do, but I need them to do it where they're supposed to do it, so we don't have that issue again. But this honey is actually it's really light. It's really light. It tastes really good, and we chew on the cones. My kids and I, we all chew, even when we bought honey, we used to buy it with the whole, cones in it. We had to take it away. Sorry. They were not happy. Huckleberry, you can say in here also, we have noticed, we saw something about bees, and they were, sorry, my cat's trying to get up here, about bees, and you can see, you'll see these little orange spaced out kind of dropping looking things on things, and it was over there kind of near the hive. It was on top of a piece of his equipment by the hive, and that is a sign that they have gotten into some type of like a pesticide or a poison. And we saw that today on just a piece of equipment he had near the hive, anyways. And, because they go far from here. And I'm going to keep mine. My area is always going to be as natural, organic as possible. But we have seen, you'll see them go off and come back sometimes, and they'll do that, what I call, it's like a central nervous system reaction, the way that they'll act and behave. And that means they've gone off somewhere, somebody else's yard, somewhere, I don't know how many miles they go, and they've gotten into some poison somebody put out. And there's no, that's awful to see. But I'm not going to put any. So I got to get rid of grubs. So my thing is now find out how to naturally get rid of grubs. I'll have to do that. Hey, Annette, how are you? I got to do something about it. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know how to do that either. How do you get rid of grubs naturally? Yeah. Huckleberries walk around chewing on beeswax like gum. He probably still has it. Hey, Larry, how are you? It's good for you. You got propolis, honey. You got all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, that's what we were thinking. Why the honey's so light. It's really good though, but it is much lighter, which we wouldn't have normally kind of known because we certainly wasn't planning on taking any cone or honey from them this early. Yeah, I don't do any of that. Exactly. They'll take it back to their nest. They'll take it back somewhere else. So I say people are like, oh, I just have somebody else put out, say, rat poison or something. Well, before it dies, or even if it dies and any animal eats it or anything, well, they get it too. Don't get me started on stuff like that. But I'm extremely natural about stuff. My chickens they're turned loose even if I don't want them loose because they get out all the time now. And they scratch, but one of them was regularly getting in my garden. She didn't tear it up, but she was in there scratching and moving the hay and stuff around, but I don't know what to do. Oops. Oh yeah, beeswax is good for everything. That's good for the honey, the wax, the propolis, the royal jelly, everything. It's good for so much. So I got to figure something out about that. My chickens, well, I guess maybe because I don't let them in my garden area, which I can't. They would destroy it. Yeah. I think it's it's new, but he was feeding them for a while. We were having to do that. I think that's why also. But yeah, it depends on, of course, what you have around. Hey, Seabass. All right, drive safe. I see all you guys. So, nothing extremely exciting. Thank goodness, because last week was really exciting, right? Which was ridiculous. And again, apologies, I had to rush off. We didn't have any damage here at our house. I mean, it got kind of crazy outside for a bit, but it wasn't right here, but it was down from us. Even on our road before you got here, there where it had went through, I guess when I was on, it had taken out some trees. We never lost power, but I guess there was power down everywhere. I don't think all around us. How we didn't lose it, because before us and after us, they had lost power and we did not. So we were very blessed. I don't believe there was any injuries to any of those tornadoes, but they were several trees and power lines and stuff like that were down in several areas all around here. But it just came on really quick. But that's this time of year. That's how it happens. Yeah, I thought about getting those before. We looked into that before. I haven't ever. Have you purchased those, Michael, and gotten those before? Oh, see, I told you, Miss Sharon, you'll be hooked. Yes, white clover and red clover are fantastic benefits. For different ways you can take them, but yeah, I try to leave as much of that stuff as I can before we have to mow in certain areas, because if things get too high, I have to worry about snakes. And But yeah, I try to leave as much of that stuff, or I try to go and forage everything I want to get up out of there before we have to mow in certain areas. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. Um, yeah, he did. But we were good. We were checking. Um, there's something that grubs their moles. Really dig the whole yard up to get the grub. Yeah, exactly. It's just like running in butter some days, I think, and not getting anywhere with it. You haven't tried them. I guess I could try. I have to ask. I don't think there's any downside to having them. I don't think. I don't think there is. But we'll see. I figure it out. But so far, I mean, the garden isn't. Nothing's been destroyed or damaged from it. But as time goes on, and I'm having, if the roots get messed up or my root vegetables get messed up, I'm gonna have a fit. Yeah. Oh yeah, all the papas, all the clovers. Okay. Yeah, we've looked in that before. I think you have to buy a lot for like certain areas. We looked into it before, like years ago, or something. Let me see. I say ground squirrels stick a hose in their hole and connect the. Oh, yeah. I guess not. I'm having problems with that and a possum. I am having problems with both of those things. But I mean, I like wildlife. I am fine with it. Just it can't come destroy all my stuff. That's what my problem is. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm caught up with everybody. So as far as I mean, we don't have anything major going on. We're just in that season where we have the busyness, like with all the strawberry stuff and everything we have. And then some of it we're just waiting. We did get some, grains and stuff out of the garden yesterday and we ate those. But everything is really doing well. Better than last year, I can say. Oh, hey Carol, Carl, how are you? Oh, thank you to Rescue. He's great. I appreciate it. Welcome. I appreciate it. Yeah. Huckleberry did build me, was it last week? During the week. A really nice coop. I call it the chicken mansion. And kids and I got out there and painted it afterwards, and they should be okay because I did. I was having a problem with my broody hens. They just wouldn't get off. And then the possum would come out at night and it killed 3 of my hens and it injured one of them. She got away, but we just can't get rid of it, I'll say. So that should be fine. It's always something. That's homesteading. That's all of this. That's farm life. That's doing the things. It's always something, and we learn as we go. Just like today with the hives, it was something we encountered. As soon as he opened it, he was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And I had to put a suit on so I could get up in there with him. Usually, I'm a little, I'm standing over to the side. I'm not in there. It was just a mess. We just weren't expecting that. But I mean, we're learning as we go now. It's something that we've seen and how to deal with it. And hopefully we'll get that situated out. Yeah, it depends on the state you live in. Huckleberry can fill in in the chat with that one. That's all I'll say because of where I live. Yeah. And I love wildlife, but they're sorry, I'm clicking all over the place. They're I see all kinds of new faces in here. Welcome. Hey, Rescue sent you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He's great. And I found Rescue through TT1, of course. That's his shotgun rider. His ride or die. They're so great. They do great on Saturday. Oh, well, yeah, that'll get it. I don't see armadillos around here. Yeah, I'll say that. We're not supposed to do any of those things live or any other thing. It doesn't matter what they are doing to your livestock or anything else. That's a no-no. So I just stay quiet about it. We have ours are an Italian hybrid. I can't remember mixed with what. Huckleberry will tell you. But yes, and they're extremely gentle. I mean, they were not happy today, obviously, but again, that was their territory. I feel like that about if I'm like in the ocean or in, a river or something like that, it's like, well, this is their territory. And if you're in there messing, you know, what is this now? Caps. Oh, this one just won't go away or cannot be gotten rid of, I should say. Yes, that's what we have. They're really gentle. And I do love those bees. It's funny. It's funny whenever you get them, you're like, yeah, we worry about them. We check them. Same as, we have our routine to go out, I let the chickens out. I feed the chickens. I check the bees. I check the garden, come back in. I make coffee. That's part of the round. We check on them. Oh, they usually won't. Like I don't get iffy about them. I used to like to keep possum around because they'll eat like 70% of the ticks in your yard. You don't have to worry about Lyme disease much because possum cannot get Lyme disease. They are immune to venomous snakes and they cannot carry rabies. Unlike raccoons and stuff and fox, which we have a ton of those also. But if they're going to be killing my hens, we got a whole other issue. But yeah, see, Huckleberry just said the same thing. Or I'm just way behind on chat. But yeah, that's true. But I just can't have it. I mean, it's ridiculous. It would for a little bit. It was one after the other. It was like every couple nights. It was at least once. It was one hen after the other, and it was my good laying hens, and they got broody, and they just wouldn't get off of it. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, see, that's what we. They were not building correctly, and we had to take it off. Which was unfortunate because I felt like they had done so much work and it was just ripped away. And they did it in a week. Like it's shocked when you see that growth and like they are like busy bees is what they're talking, but it was so much in just a week. They'd done so much and we had to scrape it away. And we won't let it go to waste, but I hated it for them. Oh yeah, you can't. Well, they'll come to the cat food. They love cat food. If you ever do live traps and you're allowed to where you live, they love cat food for whatever reason. They'll go to that. But I need them gone away from where I'm at. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Any male can urinate around the perimeter of your stuff, and that will help like keep foxes and stuff away. Live out in the country. Boys love to do that stuff. Just go pee on the tree line. It'll keep them away. I've seen about the wolf urine. I have never ordered that. But it will those because they can tell there's a larger mammal in this area and they're not going to come over and get in that territory. That'll help. But this possum it won't go away. And it's extremely smart. More like how smart raccoons are. That's kind of how this one seems to be. So I think I'm all caught up. So nothing else is real exciting going on. I don't know what I gotta do. There's a couple videos I gotta do, but I am in that busy season with a lot going on. Let me see, John's. What did you put? And see, I put minced garlic out. Um, yeah. The I keep minced garlic out with the oil is that's in the oil or stuff like that because it keeps snakes away. Garlic, they don't like to come near garlic, and it will run snakes off. So I do that, but this it still comes around. I don't know, moles and possums. I don't know what's going on. But they're not doing their normal. Yeah, if you can't be off your what they say, if you can't be off your porch without anyone seeing, your neighbors are too close or something like that. And I think Pop B, I've always heard that. I think he just put it up the other day too. A little meme about that. Yeah. You just yep. Just go pee around the tree line, pee around your perimeter. Guys, go do that. Y'all can do that. Yeah, you do hear that a lot. And then in the country, if you, place I've lived before, if they clear fields, and those field mice would come running, and you better be ready. They will they clear out things or they start, you know, remodeling or tearing down places. They'll come. Oh, little try. I knock on wood, but I could though not. I haven't had like a big problem with those. Like I haven't had that, but I have had that before when we've lived somewhere else. But it's the fox. The fox is in the possum that come around. I just can't deal. I mean, I don't mind the animals, but they need to stay away from all my stuff. Yeah. Yeah, they come. Well, it was one thing when we would have a possum. It would come up once in a while, and it would be an egg before we got out there and got it, or an egg would be left out there, and they'd go after the egg. And it was like, okay, but it started killing all my hens. Hey, rescue, were your ears burning? We're here, all kinds of people you sent over here my way. Thank you very much. Got your tomatoes in? That's awesome. Might have been in. We'll see. I'm hoping I have a good. I think tomatoes usually do well. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants that. My oldest son. Everybody wants that knife. I'm like, sorry, that one's mine. It's very pretty though. I love it. Yeah. See, rescue. I told you, everybody sent all these people over here. Yeah. So in my state, you're not even legally allowed to do that. So I'm just saying you're not allowed to do that here. Okay. But yes, that. But yeah, it doesn't matter what they've done, where they're at. That's none of that. None of possum, fox, raccoon, anything now. Nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter what they're doing. I have an owl. I have an owl decoy, and its head it's like one of those bobbleheads. It's pretty large, but the head of it kind of spins like a bobblehead when the wind blows or something like that. We move it every couple days or once a week. Now that has kept any other owls and hawks away because that was the problem I was having. Now I got rid of that and I have the possum. I think it was like last year or something. But it was only once in a while. It wasn't like it would wipe them out. But I haven't had anything like no predator birds come around. So maybe I need to try something. Maybe I keep buying all these things. I need to do something else, I guess, but I need to do something. And this one's really smart. I'll just say that it's not getting anywhere that it can be dealt with or anything. See, I have to do a check on it every day to make sure it's still there. Hey, Brandon, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, hit that like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff I don't ask for that Miss Sharon will get onto you for. Do that. I appreciate all of you. Yeah, there's certain things, but there's certain things that's those are his. I don't go mess with his beehive without asking. Oh, really? Bananas? Anything? I put eggs, or even like if there's still broken eggs or eggs in there. Cat food. I mean, if I was going to use a trap, if I could do that. Usually, it's super easy to do. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It doesn't matter what it does. Any of it, if it's in your yard, whatever, it destroys or kills or goes after it. I think that's ridiculous. Thank you, Rescue. I appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous. Oh, the disco balls. Yeah, if you put like shiny disco balls, they can give different sizes. They reflect up, and it messes up the birds, like the hawks and stuff won't come down. We have some of those up there too. Anything, all the natural stuff, right? Natural as in not poisonous to protect everything. But yeah, maybe that could just happen. I mean, you see them on the road all the time. Maybe we could just run that way. Just run towards the road or something. I have those. I have those because of the fox. It didn't help out. I have no idea. Yeah, we moved ours. That's worked great. I appreciate your rescue. I know how it is. I listen to mine all the time. I listen to so many people, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm not in chat, but I'm happy to listen while I'm working. I totally get it. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, we haven't given a shout out to the Beaverines yet, right? Our coyotes usually come in the cold. When it starts getting cold, you'll hear them doing that yipping and running. Packs of them will run through the yard and stuff. Hey, Sandy. Usually I don't. I mean, usually it's oh, we found there was an issue over here. We'll just go ahead and set up a situation for that. No, it's just it's not. Yes, live chat. Sorry, I haven't said that. Thank you, Miss Sharon. But I don't know. I just need it to go away because I do. I mean, I do worry. Yeah. And I've done the different vinegar things. I've done the garlic. It's like minced garlic. I do that anyways. As soon as it starts getting warm and the snakes start moving, I put that out because the garlic that has worked the best. If it's in oil and it's kind of fermented and really stinky and stronger, that works well, but it's still not coming around. Oh yeah, pie pans. Yeah, we used to do that growing up too. Yeah, I don't have a problem with rabbits or squirrels. I don't know. It's just and it and it's hit and miss. And every year or season it just kind of goes like that. The moles or the ants, or it's the predator birds, or it's the fox, or just I don't know. But it's something. But I appreciate all y'all's input. But like I said, Huckleberry built me I call it the chicken mansion, which it's different in the way that it keeps them in. And I mean, those things. If it was long enough, I mean, we have cameras, motion cameras up all over. That's how we always know what it is that gets in there. But they should be okay. I mean, anything long enough, if it went long. I mean, there's been plenty times in the middle of the night we've had to run out there, even just recently. and we had to run out there. I was like, something's getting them, and it was a possum. I was like, something's getting the birds. You jump up out of the bed and run out, in the middle of the night. We've done that many times. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this one. He's extremely smart. I'm thinking that it's been around the block a few times and had itself in some of those things it knew not to mess with, because it's just not working out. I used to love keeping possum around. I would do stuff to encourage to have them around, because they get rid of the snakes and the ticks. I haven't ever had this do with my birds, and so when that started happening, there was an issue. Yes, there's always that balance. Same thing depending on where you live, whether it's the snakes or the gators or things that just got way out of hand because those that wasn't going on anymore, and it's taken over and it becomes a big issue. And then they mess up their natural habitat and everything, and they start coming up into areas they shouldn't be, and it's just that vicious cycle. You're absolutely right. Oh yeah, that sound. Yeah, you'll run right out. Doesn't even matter. Barely have shoes on, just running. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, but I have an owl decoy that keeps the owl, because I've lost things to owls and hawks. Like maybe it was 2 years ago. That was what we were having. Once in a while, we'd have something get picked off, and I have an owl decoy, and that's kept that at bay. I've not had any more issues, but these other things, I'm having an issue with. Yeah, this one definitely is, for sure. I would think, Miss Sharon, I would think that, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. Um, I've heard about people raising skunks. There used to be a place where you could, at pet stores, they would just kind of take that gland out, and they would sell them. They were like in a pet store. It was years ago. They would sell baby skunks. Yeah. See, most of my birds are free range, for the most part. So, I mean, they can't get my garden or my front yard, because I have things separated out. But for because they're healthier and because they keep things down out of the bugs and different things out. But yeah, I've thought, Huckleberry said that about doing an electric fence. Maybe even just turn it on at night. Yep. Depends on what time of year it is, because it seems like there's the snakes, and I've had my fill of snake stuff, but that doesn't make any difference. I have flip flops on. I mean, right? But yeah, it was the same thing. Just running out as is, going out there to do what you have to do. Saving my girls. They're out there screaming and for help. um, but everyone who has, if you have chickens, if you have livestock of any kind, and their calls are different. Even if it's during the day, like even during the day, if they, you learn their calls. If it's just stress or something's getting, I have my little babies. What do I have? I had gotten 5 golden comments, and I have 2 that a friend of mine that are kind of mixed breeds. I have them, and they're feathered up more, so they go out during the day. I hate snakes, all snakes. I don't care about good snakes, friendly snakes. I know, and I do, if I see like king snakes stuff, I try to leave them where they're at because they will get rid of poisonous snakes. But that's just I don't do snakes. I absolutely hate them. Yes, I do have ducks. And she'll if you've seen some of my videos, Pickles, my duck Pickles. Um she'll let us know in the middle of the night or anything else. Hey, you need to get out here. I don't like geese. I know. I don't particularly like geese. Um, but I mean, I think they're pretty and everything, but I don't particularly care for them. So I won't have those. Yeah, me either. And you will hear me holler over a snake. I mean, even that. I mean, I just don't like snakes at all. I don't like coming up on them. And I've had too many encounters with snakes. I've been bit by a couple snakes. That one that was last year, that was the first time I'd ever been bit by a venomous snake, and that was more than enough. I don't want to, I don't recommend that. Um, oh, let me see. Yeah, I can't stand them. And if you live in the South, especially the Southeast, you're going to, anywhere in the South, there's snakes because I just don't get used to it. I don't care for them, but that's why I say, as soon as they start coming out, or I just saw a snake skin in the spring or something, I'm out with the garlic to keep them away. Oh, the copperhead. Yeah. Yeah. But I wasn't, and then again, this was me, and I said it in my video and everything else. That was me. I wasn't going to the hospital. I mean, I would have. I mean, I monitored my vitals, but I still, I mean, I did what I had to do, and I watched. I'm not saying I felt great. I felt pretty bad for at least for 24 hours. I didn't feel well at all, but I did okay. But yes, yeah, and then some. That's awful, but still, I can't stand them. And many years ago, we didn't live here where we are. Huckleberry was out. I think he went out there. It was at our chicken coop, and it was the biggest. I thought it was like a humongous rattlesnake, like a 6 foot rattlesnake. It was humongous, and I wasn't coming out of the house by that point. The thing was so big, but it ended up being a giant rat snake. I believe that's what it was, and I just can't do it. I check when it starts getting that time of year. I make sure I check before I start sticking my hand in to collect eggs and stuff, because that's usually what they'll get. Yeah. Yeah, you always have to worry about that. But that duck I have, she can't fly. But yeah, depending on where you live, I have heard some of that. TT1, do you count it out? You count out the pieces, like 45 pieces? Or just till you can't chop anymore? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When we had our horse ranch down in Florida, oh my gosh, the snakes. And was that sugar sand. Yeah. And yeah, the shovel and stuff, and then that sugar sand we get, and you could stand on it, and it would just sink them down and not get them. But you don't have that issue down in Florida with anything coming like at your family, your animals, your wildlife, anything. You can do what you have to do to protect them. It isn't so here in this blue state. I found out some horrific stuff about this state just today, a little bit before we came on here. I may or may not do an LTF video on it just because it was so disturbing. But yeah, a lot of things are changing that used to be able to do that seem like common sense for protection of your own stuff. No. Yeah, that's the one. It had gotten in there. It had ate so much of our young. They weren't babies, but they were younger hens and everything. It couldn't get back out because it was so fat. It couldn't get back out of the run, and he grabbed the back of it. So, and it when he if you ever like have a snake like that, you set it up and it'll start trying to get them out to get out. That's how it was. It is up to me. I burned the whole county down because it was, oh my God, I can't deal with snakes. Okay, coffee first. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't do snakes. Well, you can have all the snakes. I hate. Did you find? Oh yeah, I think I saw that. You got to get rid of those things. Those, that's the ones that they can cause a lot of problems. I haven't found any. No, I've been trail riding before, and I was on a horse, and it was my horse, and it got spooked by a snake, and it threw me, and he wasn't that type of horse, and he threw me and was gone, from snakes on a trail ride. I've had that happen. Yeah, I just they can be great somewhere else. I don't want to come up on it. I mean, I've been bit by other snakes, and our oldest son, when he was little, my God, I mean, he was like 3 and 4 years old, and he would find baby rat snakes and everything, and he would put them in his pocket. He would bring them in the house. He'd want to keep them. Oh, I mean, he just grab all of them. All of it. All the lizards, all the snakes. And where we particularly happened to live at that time, there were coral snakes, and I was terrified. I was terrified. I would tell him over and over and over, and he was just like, "You just go around behind the head. It can't hurt you." That one aged me. He's grown and out of the house now, but yeah, he was like that. And I've had a couple snakes like that bite me before, but it doesn't hurt. But I don't like it. I don't like that. But that copperhead's the only one that's like that. I mean, I've been struck at before by venomous snakes and come close, but not. But I still finish laundry. I had things to do. I can't. I'm still a mom. I can't let laundry pile up. I know. Every week. Don't we brag on them? Every week, Miss Sharon. Yeah, jump in here. We're just talking about snakes and stuff. Millipedes, centipedes, all that. They creep me out. They do. And if certain places you live and they'll come out certain times of year, and no matter what, they'll get in your house because that's just the environment they like. I don't like any of that. And most bugs, like I'm not creeped out in general by bugs, but certain ones, those silverfish, I don't like that. Just, oh. I saw that. I usually do my best proofreading after I push send on anything. So I have seen several. I do try to leave them alone. If I see it and I know where it is ahead of time, I'm not as bad. But if I seem to kind of walk up on, and I'm always, like I said, I'm always barefoot or in flip flops. Tell them, Papas. And if please, if you have never been over and checked out his channel, please go check it out. He's great. He is the Bob Ross of the community. That's what we have labeled him. Yeah, copperheads, rattlesnakes, copperheads are really, really bad around here. And they worry me, but I do what I can, but then I have to go smoke a bear. Did you say silverfish before I did or after? Yeah, silverfish, they creep me out. Yeah, when I buy a copperhead, I was really nauseous. It had to been a partial dry bite. It was very lucky, but I mean, it swelled up to about like, I don't know, like a tangerine or something on my foot. And I felt sick, and I was really sweaty and nauseous, and my stomach was, I felt bad. I was really achy all over. Um, but I kept watching it. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. And I kept an eye on my vitals. Um, but I did okay, but I didn't feel, I mean, I feel like I did that, and I should be immune, or I should never have to go through that again. That's just how I feel about it. I don't like mice or stuff either, but I'm not keeping venomous snakes around. Oh, yeah. He would get all the critters, he would bring them in. And there was this one particular time, and I tell the story all the time. He would have lizards and everything. And I was doing laundry one day, and I took laundry out, and there was a lizard in there. I guess he had left it in his pocket. And it was alive when it was in there, and it was in my washer. I had washed his clothes. So yeah. No, he has never done that. He would just go grab them. Oh, really? I did not know that. There's a lot of weird things, and Miss Sharon has also been letting me know on. They are getting really um, weird about that. And I really don't see why that matters if it's the creator's thing. But of course, I know that's their platform and all that stuff. But there was other things she just enlightened me about that they're starting to do that is ridiculous. I didn't know. But, I rely on her. She knows all the things and keeps up with that. Um, yeah, see, what would the purpose of that be? You know what I'm saying? I think to me, like DT1, doesn't that all seem like it's just something else to create the division and not have the community feel? I mean, if there was anyone in there that did something like, hey, I don't want to be associated with that channel because there could be something. Very rarely, but I don't care about anything like that. Sharon, that's why we're all in here together. But then it'd be like, no, you can't do that. What does it bother them for? Oh, yeah, I don't like roaches either, but well, if you live in the South, Southeast, those palmetto bugs, which they're roaches to me, but the palmetto bugs, those are disgusting. Yeah, any of that. And, doing all that preventive care stuff that'll do it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, because the things that they're going after make no sense, but then the things that they allow to stay up on YouTube and allowed to go on YouTube are absolutely horrific. That just blows my mind. Oh, yeah. When I used to, I mean, I grew up country, and a friend of mine, we went down to the river. We've been riding 4-wheelers through the woods and got to the river and got to the end of it and jumped in the water. I was probably like 15. And over a little bit from me, like just past arm length, I saw this ball. It looked like, well, it was like a circle, and the water was rippling all weird. And for a split second, I was just like, look how weird that water looks right there. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I realized I had jumped in beside a nest of cottonmouth, water moccasins. And I seriously like walked on water, like flipped up out of that water. It scared me to death. I don't know how I didn't get bit, but I didn't, by the grace of God. I mean, I was right beside it. Living in the South, getting in the water, the swimming holes, right? Yeah, I absolutely agree. Anything to keep that division. Don't have the community. Can't build your tribe or community now, can you? No, none of that. Yes, I have heard that. I have heard that if you say that, you're automatically about to be, they're going to get onto you. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Is that the one that was in the laundry room? I agree. I agree. Oh, speaking of that, let me see if I can. Um, maybe Huckleberry can put it in there. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. There is a VP. She cackles. She is just put in charge. Have y'all heard about this? She was just put in charge of the. I don't know. Can I say? Oh, yeah, I can say AI on here, right? We'll find out. She was just put in charge of that. Huckleberry can put more stuff down. I mean, it was so humorous to me. So she's in charge. She's in charge of that department now. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, we're all done for. I don't eat, any reptile, anything. I don't do that. But I know a lot of people who do and say that's great. Yeah, there's tons of those. But and where we are now, which is the same river I jumped, into, there's tons of that. Just is that's part of living in the South. And when you're young like that, you used to do all kinds of crazy stuff. God always looked out for us because same as my son, he would just pick up all kinds of stuff. I believe so. I believe I just lifted my whole body out of the water and walked across it to get out of the water. I mean, about as soon as it came out my mouth, I realized what it was, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, and those copperheads and stuff, they get in those ball things around. That's why, like, growing up, we always knew don't just sit down on a log or a stump or something, and always watch what you're grabbing. Don't just grab stuff on the ground. Oh, okay. Thank you for coming by. See you later. Yeah, here too. They're out and active, and you'll start seeing them on the roads and stuff as well. And in the yard, no thanks. All right, Steven, you have a good one. Yeah, I gotta go get ready. I gotta go do strawberry jam and everything. Oh yeah, that's what it was. She's in charge of that. Should look it up. Yeah. I mean, can you even imagine? But anyways. Hey, Katrinka, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Can you imagine her? I just want her speeches. They're actually painful to listen to. I want to know what it's going to be for this position that she has now. Yeah, that's her. Yesterday's tomorrow, tomorrow's yesterday, and however she talks, that it actually hurts to listen to. That's her. Just Josh, he says it. Especially with her on that position. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It is very painful. Like, it is almost like I can't seem that it's real. It seems like it would be like a Saturday Night Live skit or something. I mean, it's ridiculous, or truly ridiculous. But I got things to do. I got to do the dinner and cook this strawberry jam and all that. And Huckleberry's got to go put wax on his other frames. Oh yeah, of course, with the southern border. Yeah, just doing great with that. All right, guys, y'all have a great one. Thank you for coming by. Like always, I appreciate all you. I love all you guys. I'm always praying for you. Keep doing things. You know how to get out. Me, look out for each other. And despite everything that's going on, remember to find your joy and your peace and unplug and different things. Don't forget to to still live and enjoy things. Don't let it completely contain you. And I will see you guys next time. Remember, next Sunday, the 14th, I will not have a live because it's Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to all you mamas out there. And until then, I will see you guys next time.